is frequently seen on media today. Alex and I will be discussing how Iraqi terrorism is presented on media. Today we will be discussing the questions of what is the dominant reading/viewing source, who or what is being represented, what impressions does it leave, and if there are any stereotypes being reinforced or challenged. For TV news, TV shows, and Instagram. And Alex will be discussing the same questions for the newspaper and Facebook. TV news is one of the foremost ways terrorism in Iraq is publicised in media. The audience that TV news media is targeting are the worldwide citizens who watch the TV news. The TV news was targeting these people because everyone deserves to know what is happening around the world, especially if it's something that affects everyone around the world. Everyone deserves to know and keep updated with that thing. TV news is representing terrorism in the media as being enormously dangerous, as always being ready to attack on any innocent person from any destination around the world at any time. Terrorism in Iraq is also represented in media in stats. As an example, after a major terrorist attack or after a series of terrorist attacks, the news often delivers stats of how many people died, how many people were injured, how many buildings were destroyed, and the financial impact that terrorist attacks or terrorist attack had. The impact for terrorism in Iraq is one that is almost identical for every single person that watched the news on the Iraqi terrorism. The impression that the news on Iraqi terrorism is one that makes people quite angry and unhappy, as almost every time the news is quite sad, as it is of people dying and suffering. I believe that there is a stereotype being reinforced, but I do not think there is one being challenged. The stereotype that is being reinforced and repeated is one that terrorism in Iraq are dangerous, fearless, and prepared to kill innocent people from anywhere around the world at any time. This stereotype is being reinforced over and over again, because they want good, innocent people around the world to be aware that there are very dangerous people around the world, and they are always ready to strike. Another way terrorism in Iraq is often presented on media is TV shows and documentaries. TV shows is one of the most interesting ways and one of the ways terrorism in Iraq is presented on media. TV shows, just like TV news, has quite a large targeted audience, as it is a problem that can affect every single human being around the world at any time of any day. TV shows on Iraq often tries to represent the terrorist groups as always growing in population and always becoming more and more dangerous day by day. Another way TV shows sometimes represents terrorism in Iraq is of the aftershocks of a terrorist attack. As an example, on some TV shows, they go to the community that was attacked and interview people about what they lost and what this means for their community. The impression that TV shows and terrorism in Iraq leaves is one that is quite sad to almost every single person that watches the show or documentary. The reason that TV shows purposely leave this impression is so that people are aware that terrorism in Iraq is still very common around the world and that the consequences of a terrorist attack can be catastrophic. Also so that people know about it and will make a difference so in the future terrorism in Iraq or anywhere around the world will not exist. I believe that there's being a stereotype being reinforced. However, I believe there's one being introduced also. This stereotype being reinforced is one that is saying terrorists are extremely dangerous and always be alert. I believe the one being reinforcing this stereotype because I do not want people forgetting that terrorism in Iraq is still common and could happen at any time around the world, at any time of day. The stereotype that is being introduced is saying terrorist groups are becoming bigger and bigger day by day, and the weapon technology terrorists are using are also becoming better and better day by day. Another way TV media is presented is on Instagram. I'm just going to check.
I got that one.
Digital newspapers are one of the uprising ways that news is delivered to the world, as it is easy and cheap. The dominant reading source for terrorism in Iraq on online digital newspapers would have to be middle-aged men or women that work long hours in the office. I believe this is the dominant reading source as I would not have enough time to buy the daily newspaper printed. However, they would have enough time just to read parts of the online newspaper for free. I believe that newspaper articles often represent the terrorists around the world and how they've lost their mind. They represent this by writing about how terrorists kill themselves to kill thousands of other people. This shows that newspaper articles clearly represent the terrorists in Iraq as losing their minds. The impression that online articles leaves is very similar to the impression on what the daily TV news would leave. This is one that makes you think to yourself, what is the point of this violence, and can I make a difference to terrorism? I believe that newspaper articles are introducing stereotypes, but they are also reinforcing stereotypes. The stereotype that has been introduced is one that is saying all Muslims can be terrorist suspect. This stereotype, I believe, is completely false and has been brought up to world leaders such as Donald Trump, who is not allowing most Muslims into America. The stereotype that I believe is being reinforced is saying all terrorists are dangerous and have intentions to kill innocent people. Another popular way on terrorism can be delivered is on Facebook. Instagram is a very interesting and effective way that terrorism in Iraq is presented on media. It is also probably one of the most effective ways that teenagers find about information about terrorism. The targeted / dominant reading source for Instagram are teenagers, as most teenagers are not watching news, but instead they use a social media account to find out information about what is happening around the world. Posts on Instagram accounts often represent terrorism as being extremely deadly. They do this by posting photos or videos of people suffering or stats of a consequence from a terrorist attack. I believe the reason they are representing the terrorists as being deadly is because the main reason is because they want everyone around the world to know and keep updated on terrorism. Teenagers, like I said before, are the targeted audience as they do not watch the news as frequently as adults, and they are the future adults of our world. The impression that Instagram posts leave when they are about terrorists is one that's quite simple, horrifying, and it makes most people extremely scared. It leaves the impression as the posts are often of increase of terrorism attacks, and information about how deadly a terrorist attack truly is, which are horrifying topics for young teenagers or even adults to read about. I believe there is no stereotype being introduced, but there is being one reinforced. The stereotype that is being reinforced is when we're saying terrorist groups are growing day by day and also becoming more deadly day by day. Instagram posts are reinforcing this statement because they want people to know about it and they want people to make a difference, so in the future there will be no terrorism. Another way terrorism can be presented is on media online newspapers.
Done? We'll stay in here though.
Facebook is an extremely effective way news such as terrorism can be delivered to the world. I believe that the dominant target audience on Facebook would have to be people aged between 14 to 25, as they are main users of Facebook and do not watch the news as often as elderly people. On Facebook, terrorism in Iraq is being represented as being out of control psychopath killing machines. People on Facebook post such horrific posts about terrorists so they are interested and read the whole document, but more importantly so that the readers are informed that there are crazy people out there that do not care about anybody but themselves. The impression that the post leaves on the readers is often one that makes them quite sad and scared. I believe that this makes some people so scared they decide to join terrorist groups. I believe that there are no stereotypes being introduced, but there are ones being reinforced. The stereotype that's being reinforced is the one that says terrorists are extremely dangerous and always be aware. Posts keep saying this because they do not want to make them believe that it's going to go and keep happening around them, and it could happen to anybody. In conclusion, it is very clear that terrorism in Iraq is extremely dangerous and is being presented in multiple effective ways such as TV, news, TV shows, Instagram, online newspapers and Facebook. So in the future, you're going to make a change to stop terrorism in Iraq. Thank you.
This has been a special report from ABC News.
Hey, let's hear it from Let's go to Vicky from our audience.